The journey of pomegranate juice does not begin inside a factory filled with stainless steel machines and flashing control panels. It begins quietly, months earlier, in open orchards where nature and human experience work side by side. Long before the first bottle is filled, farmers carefully prepare the land, choosing soil that drains well and absorbs heat, creating the ideal environment for pomegranate trees to thrive. These trees grow slowly, their roots reaching deep into the earth, drawing minerals that will later define the taste, color, and nutritional strength of the fruit. As the seasons change, tiny blossoms appear, eventually forming round green fruits that gradually deepen in color. Over weeks of sun exposure, the skin thickens and hardens, protecting the treasure inside hundreds of seeds filled with juice. Farmers monitor this process closely. Too much water can dilute flavor. Too little can stunt growth. Every decision affects the final drink long before machines ever touch the fruit. When harvest season arrives, timing becomes critical. Pomegranates do not continue to ripen after being picked, which means each fruit must be harvested at its peak. Farmers rely on a mix of experience and modern tools, checking skin color, firmness, sugar content, and size. A perfectly ripe pomegranate feels heavy for its size, a sign that the arils inside are fully developed and rich with juice. Harvesting is done by hand, not by force. Workers carefully clip each fruit from the tree rather than pulling it, preventing damage to both the fruit and the branch. This gentle approach protects the thick outer skin from cracks that could allow bacteria to enter later. The fruits are placed into ventilated crates that allow airflow and reduce pressure, preventing bruising during transport. Speed is everything at this stage. Once picked, the clock starts ticking. Heat, light, and time all work against freshness. Trucks are loaded quickly and covered to protect the fruit from direct sunlight. Within hours, the pomegranates are on the move, traveling from rural orchards to modern processing facilities designed to handle thousands of tons of fruit efficiently. As the trucks arrive at the factory, the atmosphere shifts from natural calm to industrial precision. Large doors open and crates are unloaded using forklifts and automated systems. This is where nature meets technology. Each crate represents months of growth and care, and the factory's responsibility is to preserve that value rather than destroy it. The first factory stage is receiving and inspection. Pomegranates are poured gently onto wide stainless steel conveyor belts, spreading out into a moving river of red. Bright overhead lights reveal every detail of the fruit's surface. High-speed cameras scan each pomegranate, detecting cracks, discoloration, or signs of decay. At the same time, trained quality control workers visually inspect the flow, ready to intervene if something unusual appears. Any fruit that fails to meet strict standards is removed immediately. This is not wasted, is protection. A single spoiled pomegranate can affect the quality of an entire batch. By eliminating flawed fruits early, the factory ensures consistency, safety, and trust in the final product. Rejected fruits are often diverted for other uses, such as composting or animal feed, ensuring minimal environmental impact. Once sorting is complete, the selected pomegranates move into the washing stage. Although their thick skins are not eaten, cleanliness is essential. Dirt, dust, pesticides, and microorganisms from the orchard must be removed completely. The fruits enter large washing channels filled with purified water, where air bubbles lift debris away from the surface. Rotating brushes scrub the tough outer skin without damaging it, while overhead sprays rinse the fruit from every angle. In many modern facilities, food-grade sanitizing solutions are added in carefully measured amounts. These solutions eliminate harmful bacteria while remaining completely safe for food production. Sensors continuously monitor water quality to ensure hygiene standards are maintained. The washing process is not rushed. Each pomegranate passes through multiple rinse zones, gradually becoming cleaner and more polished. By the time the fruit exits the washing tunnel, its deep red color shines under factory lights, a visual confirmation that it is ready for the next phase. After washing, The pomegranates briefly rest on draining conveyors, allowing excess water to drip away. This small pause is important. Too much surface moisture can interfere with cutting machines and reduce efficiency. Every detail is controlled, not for speed alone, but for precision. Throughout this entire process, temperature is carefully managed. Factories are designed to keep the fruit cool, slowing down natural enzymatic activity that can affect flavor. Even small temperature changes can alter the juice's final taste, so climate control systems work silently in the background, maintaining optimal conditions from start to finish. What makes this stage remarkable is how invisible it often is to the consumer. When people drink pomegranate juice, they rarely think about the decisions made at the orchard or the precision involved in selecting each fruit. Yet this early phase determines everything that follows. No machine, no filter, no pasteurization process can improve poor quality fruit. Excellence at the beginning is the foundation of excellence at the end. By the time the pomegranates leave this initial stage, they are no longer just harvested fruit. They have been evaluated, cleaned, protected, and prepared. Each one has passed a series of silent tests designed to ensure that only the best continues deeper into the factory. This careful selection process reflects a simple truth of modern fruit production. Technology enhances quality, but it cannot replace it. The richness of pomegranate juice, its color, its sweetness, its nutritional strength comes first from the orchard and is preserved by the factory. The machines that follow do not create flavor, they protect it, as the conveyors carry these flawless pomegranates toward the cutting and extraction lines. The foundation has already been laid. The journey from orchard to factory is complete, and the transformation from fruit to juice is about to begin. But its success has already been decided by the care taken in these earliest steps. Once the pomegranates have passed the first stages of selection and preparation, they enter the heart of the factory, where modern engineering takes over and precision becomes everything. This is the point where the fruit stops being simply harvested produce and begins its transformation into juice. Every system in this section of the factory is designed around one core principle: extract the purest possible juice while preserving natural flavor, color, and nutrients. The journey continues as the washed and cooled pomegranates move steadily toward automated cutting machines. These machines are calibrated to handle each fruit individually, accounting for differences in size and shape. Instead of crushing the pomegranates, which would release bitterness from the inner membranes and seeds, the blades make clean, controlled cuts. Each fruit is split open with remarkable accuracy, exposing the densely packed arils inside while leaving the thick outer rind intact. As the pomegranates open, the factory floor seems to glow with red. Hundreds of fruits per minute are processed, yet the movement remains smooth and deliberate. This balance between speed and care is essential. Too much force would damage the arils. Too little would slow production. Sensors constantly adjust pressure, blade position, and conveyor speed, ensuring consistency at industrial scale. The open fruits are guided into separation systems designed specifically for pomegranates. These systems rely on a combination of gravity, vibration, and airflow. The arils, heavy with juice, naturally fall away from the lighter membranes and peel. Gentle vibrations shake the fruit halves just enough to release the seeds without crushing them. Air currents then guide the unwanted skins and membranes in a different direction, leaving behind a stream of clean, ruby-red arils. This stage is one of the most visually striking in the entire factory. Millions of glossy seeds move like flowing beads across stainless steel surfaces, reflecting light as they travel. The intensity of color is a direct indicator of quality. Deep red arils signal high antioxidant content and rich flavor, while pale seeds are automatically removed by optical scanners. Nothing in this process is accidental. Modern factories use advanced vision systems that analyze color, size, and integrity in real time. If damaged or underripe arils appear, they are separated instantly. This constant monitoring ensures that only premium material continues toward juice extraction. After separation, the arils enter a secondary washing phase. Although they were protected inside the fruit, this rinse is critical. Cold, purified water flows over the seeds, removing any remaining fragments of membrane or dust. The temperature of the water is carefully controlled, not only for cleanliness, but also to preserve freshness. Cold conditions slow oxidation, helping the juice retain its vibrant color and fresh taste. Once cleaned, the arils are briefly dewatered. Excess moisture is removed through gentle vibration and air drying, preparing the seeds for extraction. At this point, the factory's focus shifts from handling solid fruit to managing liquid, one of the most delicate transitions in food processing. The extraction stage is where modern technology truly shines. Traditional methods often involved aggressive crushing, which produced juice quickly but compromised quality. In contrast, modern pomegranate factories use gentle pressing systems specifically designed to handle arils. These presses apply controlled pressure that breaks the juice-filled sacs without crushing the hard inner seeds. As pressure is applied, thick, deep red juice begins to flow. It moves through stainless steel channels, warm in color but cool in temperature, carrying with it natural sugars, acids, and antioxidants. This raw juice is powerful in both flavor and nutrition, but it is also fragile. Exposure to air, heat, or contamination at this stage could degrade quality, so the environment is tightly controlled. Oxygen exposure is minimized using enclosed systems and inert gas blankets in some facilities. These measures slow oxidation, preserving the juice's natural brightness. The result is a liquid that looks and tastes as though it has just been squeezed, even at industrial scale. What remains after pressing is not waste. The dry seed pulp is collected and repurposed. Some of it is used for extracting pomegranate seed oil, prized in cosmetics and health products. Other portions are processed into dietary fiber or animal feed. This closed-loop approach reflects the efficiency and sustainability of modern food manufacturing. The freshly extracted juice now moves into the refinement stage. At this point, it contains tiny particles of pulp and natural sediment. While harmless, these particles can affect texture and shelf stability. Filtration systems gently remove excess solids, clarifying the juice without stripping away flavor. Unlike aggressive filtration methods that can leave juice thin or lifeless, modern systems are designed to be selective. They preserve the compounds responsible for taste and color while improving consistency. Some brands intentionally retain a small amount of pulp, believing it enhances mouthfeel and authenticity. The decision is carefully calibrated according to product identity. Next comes pasteurization, one of the most critical steps in the entire process. The goal here is safety, not alteration. The juice is heated to a precise temperature for a very short time, then rapidly cooled. This process eliminates harmful microorganisms while preserving nutrients and flavor. Timing and temperature are everything. Even a few seconds too long or a few degrees too hot could dull the juice's vibrant taste. Modern pasteurization systems are fully automated, with digital sensors monitoring every parameter in real time. If conditions drift even slightly outside specifications, the system corrects itself instantly. For some premium juices, additional protective techniques are used, such as high-pressure processing or oxygen reduction methods. These technologies further extend shelf life while maintaining a fresh, squeezed profile. The choice of method depends on the brand's philosophy and target market. After pasteurization, the juice may enter blending tanks. This does not mean artificial enhancement. Pomegranates are natural products, and their flavor can vary from harvest to harvest. Blending allows technicians to balance sweetness, acidity, and color, ensuring that every bottle tastes the same as the last. Large stainless steel tanks slowly mix different batches of juice. The movement is gentle, almost hypnotic, preventing air from being trapped in the liquid. Throughout this process, samples are taken and analyzed. Acidity levels, sugar content, and color intensity are measured and adjusted if necessary. This stage reflects the intersection of science and craftsmanship. While machines perform the mixing, human expertise guides decisions. Experienced technicians understand how subtle changes affect the final product, and their judgment ensures consistency without sacrificing authenticity. By the time the juice leaves this section of the factory, it has completed its most complex transformation. What began as individual seeds inside a fruit has become a refined, stable, and vibrant liquid ready for bottling. The color is deep and inviting, the flavor balanced, and the nutritional value preserved. This entire phase of processing demonstrates how modern factories respect the raw material rather than overpower it. Every system is designed to protect what nature created. The technology does not replace the fruit's natural qualities, it safeguards them. As the juice flows toward the bottling lines, it carries with it the story of careful extraction and refinement. The richness of its color reflects the quality of the arils. The smoothness of its texture reveals the precision of filtration. The freshness of its taste proves that modern processing, when done correctly, can deliver both safety and authenticity. This is the unseen heart of pomegranate juice production, where engineering, biology, and experience come together. And although consumers may never witness these stages, every sip they take is shaped by the quiet perfection achieved here. After the juice has been carefully extracted, refined, and balanced, it enters the final and most decisive stage of its transformation. This is where freshness is protected for the long journey ahead and where trust is sealed into every bottle. The focus now shifts from creation to preservation, from process to precision, ensuring that the juice reaching the consumer is just as vibrant and safe as it was moments after extraction. The clarified and pasteurized pomegranate juice flows silently through closed stainless steel pipelines toward the bottling area. These pipelines are sealed systems designed to prevent any exposure to air or contamination. Inside the factory, the environment changes once again. Temperature, humidity, and air quality are tightly controlled. The bottling hall operates almost like a clean laboratory, where hygiene standards are as strict as those in medical facilities. Before filling begins, bottles themselves undergo preparation. Whether made of glass or food-grade plastic, each bottle is treated as carefully as the juice it will hold. High-speed rinsing machines wash the bottles using purified water or sterile air, removing microscopic dust particles that could compromise safety. The process happens in seconds, but it is monitored continuously. Sensors check cleanliness, alignment, and structural integrity, ensuring no defective bottle enters the filling line. As the bottles move forward, they reach the filling machines. This is one of the most visually impressive stages in the factory. Hundreds of bottles per minute glide into position beneath precision nozzles. The juice is released in perfectly measured quantities, filling each container to the exact same level. There is no splashing, no overflow, only smooth, controlled motion. The goal is consistency, not just in volume, but in appearance. Every bottle must look identical, reinforcing consumer confidence before the first sip is even taken. Throughout the filling process, oxygen exposure is minimized. Some systems use inert gases to displace air inside the bottle just before sealing. This step further protects flavor and color, slowing oxidation and extending shelf life. These small, invisible details make a significant difference in how the juice tastes weeks or even months later. Immediately after filling, the bottles move to sealing. Caps are applied with mechanical precision, tightened to exact torque specifications. Too loose, and leakage could occur. Too tight, and the seal could be damaged. Laser sensors verify each cap, rejecting any bottle that does not meet standards. This stage happens so quickly that to the human eye it appears seamless, but behind the scenes, dozens of quality checks are being performed simultaneously. Once sealed, the bottles move to labeling. Rolls of labels feed into automated systems that wrap them smoothly around each bottle. The labels carry more than branding. They communicate essential information: ingredients, nutritional values, production dates, and expiration dates. Laser printers mark each bottle with traceable codes, allowing the product to be tracked back to the exact batch, time, and line on which it was produced. This traceability is critical for food safety and accountability. At this point, the juice is fully packaged, but the process is not yet complete. Random bottles are diverted from the line for quality control testing. In on-site laboratories, technicians analyze samples for taste, color, acidity, sugar levels, and microbiological safety. The juice is evaluated not only by instruments but also by trained sensory panels who ensure that flavor profiles match brand standards. These tests are not optional, they are mandatory safeguards. If any parameter falls outside acceptable limits, the entire batch can be held or rejected. Modern factories prioritize prevention over correction. It is far better to stop a shipment than to risk consumer trust. Once approved, the bottles move into the packaging zone. Robotic arms arrange them into cartons with perfect alignment. The movement is rhythmic and precise, stacking bottles efficiently while minimizing physical stress on the containers. Boxes are sealed, labeled, and stacked onto pallets in patterns optimized for transport stability. The pallets are then wrapped in protective film, securing the load for distribution. This final layer guards against dust, moisture, and movement during transit. At this stage, the juice has transitioned from a liquid product to a logistical unit, ready to travel thousands of kilometers without losing its quality. The distribution phase is a world of its own. Pallets are moved into climate-controlled warehouses where inventory systems track each batch in real time. From here, trucks are loaded according to delivery schedules, ensuring that juice reaches retailers while still at peak freshness. Some shipments travel locally, while others cross borders and oceans, entering global supply chains. Temperature control continues even after the juice leaves the factory. Refrigerated or insulated transport protects the product from extreme heat, which could degrade flavor or nutrients. Every step of the journey is calculated, reinforcing the idea that quality does not end at the factory door. Eventually, the bottles arrive at their final destination. Supermarket shelves, convenience stores, cafes, and restaurants display the finished product under bright lights. To the consumer, it appears simply neatly labeled bottle filled with deep red juice. But behind that simplicity lies an extraordinary chain of effort, discipline, and technology. When a customer reaches for a bottle and twists the cap open, they encounter the result of hundreds of decisions made along the way. The smooth pour into a glass, the rich color, the balanced taste, all of it reflects the care taken during bottling, testing, and distribution. The juice is not just a beverage, it is a preserved moment of freshness. This final stage represents the factory's promise. It is the assurance that what began in an orchard has been protected at every step, transformed without compromise, and delivered without loss. The systems that fill, seal, test, and transport the juice are the guardians of that promise. Modern pomegranate juice production is not only about efficiency, it is about responsibility. Responsibility to farmers who grew the fruit, to consumers who trust the brand, and to the product itself. Every bottle is a silent contract, stating that the juice inside is safe, authentic, and worthy of the journey it took to arrive. As the glass is lifted and the first sip is taken, the journey reaches its conclusion. The crisp, refreshing taste carries echoes of sunlit orchards, humming machines, and meticulous craftsmanship. From farm to factory to shelf, the process is complete, sealed not just with a cap, but with care.